Hey there, lovely people, and welcome to Messages from the Heart, where we can take some time out from the constant external noise and just take a moment to focus inward and listen to the quiet and ever-present voice of our heart. So the message for today is, it is what it is, and how that can be one of our most helpful tools in life, in navigating our life, and why I believe it's important to go deep with that. So we say things in life, catchphrases, and phrases become popular, and then everybody ends up saying them. And often we don't really pay attention to what that actually means. We understand, or we perhaps know the surface meaning, but often we're on automatic pilot and we just say things, like things are not going okay. Well, it is what it is. And that's fine. That there's no right or wrong or good or bad about that. But it's really important, I believe, to pay attention to what we're saying and what the actual meaning can be behind that. And how, more importantly than that, is how does that make us feel? Because when we say things like it is what it is, well, the next time we say that, if we could stop and just take a moment to think about how is that actually making us feel? Because there's a number of ways that we could be feeling about that. There could be a situation, it could be a situation that has made us very resentful, has made us very angry or unhappy, or we just are very unwilling to be in that situation. But we feel like there's nothing we can do about it, or we don't want to do whatever it takes to not be in that situation. So we say it is what it is. Now, one way of looking at that is that it's acceptance of what is. It doesn't mean we like it, it doesn't mean we like the situation, but it's acceptance. So acceptance is good if that's what we're actually feeling. Acceptance is good because it brings us into the present moment, and it brings us inward as well to know that, look, we are okay. What's outside of us is not our preference. It's not that okay. But I either can't do anything about it or I'm choosing not to do anything about it. So I'm accepting that it is what it is, and I will navigate my way around that. I will work around it. I will remove myself, whatever way that we decide to work with that. So that is, and also with acceptance, we understand that the situation is serving us in some way. It is teaching us something. And then, it's up to us to sort of ask ourselves the question, well, what is this situation teaching me, right? I don't like this situation. It's not my preference to be here. I actually hate being in this situation. But why am I in it? What is it teaching me? What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? And how can I move on? How can I move away, around it, whatever? So that is one way. One meaning and one set of feelings that can come along, and thought processes that can come along with it is what it is when we say that. Another thing can be that we're actually in huge resistance of the situation. And we say it is what it is because we don't think there's anything else we can say or do. But we still, if we stop to notice how we're feeling, we still might be feeling huge resentment, huge resistance to the situation. And so we go about our day, and this can be for days, for weeks, for months, even years, having a situation around us, being in a situation that we don't want to be in, that is causing us some kind of stress or concern, but we just say, well, it is what it is, and that's the way it is, but we're still feeling bad about it. So why is this important that we understand how we feel about the things that we say? And in particular, this one catchphrase that's become very popular. It's like with anything, it has an upside and a downside. If you want to say a good or a bad side, positive or negative, I prefer to say either an expansive or a contracting side. So the first example I gave was very expansive, because it put us in touch with our feelings. And at the end of the day, that's what is most important, is how we feel about anything, because it's the feeling that we have that is the energy that spreads throughout our body, throughout our organs. And so it's that feeling that's either expansive or contracting. So with the first example, why that was the better way to go, I believe, because it created expansion within us. And with expansion, it is conducive to health and wellness, because it allows all the, because we're expanded, our thinking is expanded, our energy is expanded and open, so are the cells in our body. And so the cells in our body are then able to receive all the good feeling hormones of the dopamines and the serotonins, the melatonins, the oxytocins that come with when we feel in a good place or a good space. So so it's helpful and very beneficial for our wellness and well-being. When we're in a contracted state of feeling, state of mind and feeling, as with the second example, that, oh, well, I'm just in it and I just have to suck it up. This is what a lot of us say, that I really, really abhor that expression, suck it up, because I can literally see that when we say that, that is exactly what we are doing. We are taking that energy of what we don't like, which would be a contractive energy, because if we don't like it, it's not good for us in some way. It's not something that we want, and it could be like a terrible situation that we just think, oh, well, just suck it up. So what we're actually doing is we're literally energetically sucking that up into our body. Now, who wants to do that? That is just so not okay in my view. And I think, as I was saying before, because we unconsciously go about our day a lot of the time because we're busy and, you know, all the reasons, we don't know, we're not consciously aware of the things we are saying and of the effects of the things that we are saying on our own body. So, so that's why I think it's really important that we have a look at this catchphrase, it is what it is. And this can be one of the most helpful tools in navigating our life in the best and healthiest way. So if we just take this one phrase, it is what it is, and when we say that, notice how we are feeling. Because it's all about the feeling, you know, and we know that if we are feeling a certain way, and it might be hard to shift that feeling, we do all the things that we, you know, we've shifted it a bit, but not really. Come to the end of the day, we go to bed. So when we're asleep, the vibration of our thoughts and feelings lowers right down. It doesn't carry the same intensity as when we're awake, because we haven't got our mind in that awake state that is constantly reminding us of all the stuff that's not okay. So when we go to sleep, the vibration of the not feeling good lowers quite a bit. When we wake up, we have the opportunity to reset. So we can make a decision before we go to bed that when we wake up in the morning, we are going to reset our thinking and we are going to think and feel a certain way. And this can come up, you can have like a phrase ready for yourself, like, I don't know, it can be a gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest, if not the highest, vibrations. So we can resolve that when we wake up each morning, we can say, I am grateful for the day. I am grateful for a good sleep. I'm grateful for my body, for my health, whatever comes to you that you are grateful for. I always say I am grateful for the day, and I am grateful for a good and restful sleep. And but you can come up with your own, but there's the opportunity is there that you can reset each day. And so just getting back a little bit to the other expression I said, suck it up, really invite us all to have a think about that. I mean, I'm laughing, not because it's funny, but it's so ludicrous that we would do that, you know, that so many of us would do that. I will just suck it up. I mean, if we only knew what we were saying and what we were telling our body to do, because our body response to every single thought we have, every single thing we see, feel, hear, eat, put into our body, everything. So we have a huge responsibility, but not only that, we have huge opportunity now that we have so much more awareness. And in this new time that we are in, it's just a time of such accelerated learning and such so much information so readily and freely available. It's just a huge opportunity. So we now have the opportunity to understand these sorts of things. And what happens when we say suck it up? We actually literally do energetically. Now, we only want to do that with good things, and even that, you know, like, yeah, the invitation is there to think about that when you say suck it up, and how do you feel? And when you say it is what it is, how do you feel? Because at the end of the day, that is the most important thing for our health and wellness, because that creates the energy that floods our body, and that creates like our vibration and then our frequency, and all of that is what we come out into the world for others. And so I invite us all to look at as well at the opportunity that we have to create the highest vibration within ourselves, for ourselves firstly, and then so that we can then share that with others. Yeah, so I hope that this has made sense for you, and I hope that it has been helpful. And just before closing, I would like to mention something that I've been doing this year, and something that I gained my certificate for last year during the COVID shutdown, my life coaching certificate. So I've begun working with clients now, and my life coaching is somewhat is unique to me in that it's not just life coaching. I call it spiritual/life coaching, because I involve the spiritual part of the client and myself to work together, as well as with the mental and physical aspect. Because if we're coming for a life coaching session, so presumably that's because something in our life is not the way we prefer it to be, and we have tried working it out, but we haven't been able to do it. So we're seeking some kind of guidance and assistance with that. So all of that is not just the result of our mental processes or what we're physically doing. It is also the result of our spiritual state of awareness of ourselves mainly. And so I incorporate all of the skills that I have in the spiritual aspect, as well as what I've learned with the life coaching, the normal life coaching. And so it's according to client needs and client wishes, but I include energy healing. It's really more like a heart-based process. So we begin with just bringing our awareness into the field of our heart. Now, I do this in accordance with the client's level of awareness and level of willingness and what they're open to. So there's many ways you can do that. You can, and because we all know we have a heart, and we all know that we feel with our heart. So coming from that, a more heart-centered approach, and then as well as working out the mental processes and how things are going that way, I incorporate energy healing, and if hypnotherapy is necessary. And I've also been incorporating some channeling, which is something, the higher self channeling. So in connection from my higher self to the client's higher self, channeling as in relation to guidance as well. So I'm really excited about how it's all panning out and how it's all working, and so excited that my clients are happy and excited. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to message me. And I'm going to put some advertising up on Facebook as well. And I now have a YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel is called Messages from the Heart. So we're putting things up on that too. So, okay, thank you for your time. And if this video has resonated with you in any way, please like and share, because the more people that we can bring this to their awareness, this type of thinking to their awareness, it's really important, and it's going to be great for all of us, and more of us who think in a more expanded way and open to new thinking. Okay, so as always, let's love ourselves enough to do this. Much love, and ciao for now.